Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. So be sure to check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel here on YouTube to get all of my videos delivered directly to your inbox. Just came out about an hour ago. The Jaguars will hire David Caldwell as their general manager. Caldwell comes from the Atlanta Falcons, where he was the director of player personnel this year. Before that, he was their director of college scouting. I think there's a very solid hire by Shad Khan and the Jaguars. The Jaguars sort of swoop in. It pretty much was reported that Caldwell got to choose between the Jets and the Jaguars. He chose the Jaguars. If I'm sitting in Caldwell's shoes, I think that was the right decision, and a couple of reasons why. First of all, they have the number 2 pick in the upcoming draft. Second of all, they have plenty of cap room. They can make a lot of moves this offseason if they choose to. Okay, and third, Shad Khan already told the assistants for Jacksonville they could begin looking for other jobs. It will probably be Caldwell's decision whether he wants to retain Mike Mularkey or whether he wants to go find his own head coach. So I think when you get that full autonomy as a GM, you have the 2nd pick in the draft, and you have all that cap space, that makes the Jaguars' job a lot more attractive than dealing with the mess that the Jets are currently dealing with. As far as Caldwell's background goes, Caldwell had a background in Indianapolis before going to Atlanta. He was a part of the college scouting pro personnel department that drafted Matt Ryan to Atlanta, okay, and has also built that roster with complementary players in recent years, okay. You remember where this franchise was after the whole Michael Vick, Bobby Petrino mess, okay? So Caldwell was a part of that regime that came in there, all right, cleaned things up, drafted Matt Ryan, built a team around him with the Julio Jones, Sean Witherspoon, Jacquizz Rodgers, all draft picks, okay, heavily scouted by Caldwell and his team. So he brings that pedigree of building up a team from basically its lowest point up to a winner. And I think that's what makes him a very good fit in Jacksonville. Of note as well is the fact that Mularkey was the offensive coordinator for 4 years in Atlanta while Caldwell worked there. So if Mularkey has one thing going for him, and maybe there's a sliver of hope that he could be retained, it's that Caldwell was hired. It remains to be seen whether Caldwell wants him to be his coach. That'll unfold here, I'm sure, in the next couple of days. But overall, I like this move for the Jaguars. I like this move for Caldwell. All right, you get a guy who's worked under Thomas Dimitroff here. Dimitroff has a unique way of thinking, a unique way of drafting, okay? He was criticized, or the Falcons front office was criticized in a lot of circles for making that trade for Julio Jones. Well, as of now, I don't think you can complain with that trade that much right now. It seems to be working out pretty good for the Falcons. It hasn't hurt their depth. They've gotten even better on offense, and they've been one of the more consistent teams in the NFC for the last 5 years. Yeah, so have they won a championship? No, but I don't think you can argue with the talent and depth on their roster. And when you look at a GM, that's really what you're going to base them by. So I think Caldwell was a hot candidate all over the league for a good reason. I think this is the Jaguars making the first of a hire that I think sets them going in the right direction. Obviously, Caldwell will have to decide first and foremost what to do with Blaine Gabbert. Does he see Blaine Gabbert, the potential in him? Does he want to move on from Blaine Gabbert? I think you're going to see that's the benefit of not having to give these rookies all this money. Gabbert was a top 12 pick, didn't get a lot of guaranteed money, so they can move on from him if they want to. They also have a whole other host of free agents they can either decide to retain, or if the price is too high or they're not interested, they can move on with all that cap room, number 2 pick, okay, possibly a new coach, and enter a new era of Jaguars football with Shad Khan as the owner, David Caldwell as the GM. So Jaguars fans or NFL fans, what do you think of the David Caldwell hire? I happen to think it's a pretty savvy one and a solid one for the organization. And I'm a Jets fan, but if I'm David Caldwell, I think I made the right decision in going to Jacksonville rather than dealing with the Woody Johnson, Rex Ryan mess up in New York. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Subscribe to my channel here to get all of my videos delivered to your inbox, and you can also catch me on Twitter as well at SNewsAnalysis. Thanks, guys.